So I discussed my first trip to Roseau to fetch my first communion stuff. And I teased that I would not discuss the actual shopping on the last episode. But I cannot not tell you a little bit of what went down in Roseau on the shopping day, because you know the Calibishie story extends itself into different parts, you know. I mean, there are people who live in different parts of the world, and they took the Calibishie story with them too. So I'm hoping that when my story ceases, somebody else picks up from where I stopped, because you have stories. Many of you have been calling me to offer me stories, so you should go ahead and do your version of the Calibishie story, because the more stories we have, the better it is. Probably your story might complement mine and vice versa. So let me deal with the Roseau situation. We got to Roseau that day, and Zayo truck was not the only truck in Roseau. All you saw in Roseau during my time were trucks. So there were 1-ton lorries, 3-ton. I think Medrick in Route 14 had a truck as well. M. Lord and Joff, these guys had truck. Mr. Cool from Dodandong, they had a truck. There was even a 5-ton lorry, you know, either from Wesley or Marigot. But Zayo truck was one of the better looking trucks. And those trucks lined up by the riverside, and we just invaded Roseau. So the country people just took over Roseau during 8 to, what time the truck left, no boy, on that day? I think it left about, was it 1 or 2 o'clock? Around that time. Or was it 3? But when you go to Roseau, you were in Roseau for an entire day. It is not like in the present time you go to Roseau and you back home doing your stuff. You know, when you go to Roseau, that's it. In the afternoon, you come back and showing people the stuff you got from Roseau. Anyway, my grandfather, had a meeting at the National Bank. He was a director of the National Bank. So he left me by Mr. Cook. And Mr. Cook was asked to feed me. Mr. Cook and Ma Cook, I think they provided food. There was a restaurant. I know the building. I think I can point it out, because I remember as a boy, the building was kind of a brownish painted building. So Mr. Cook put me to sit at the back of the counter while his customers came in and out, get the food and leave. And then he fed me breakfast that day. Guess what I got for breakfast? A whole leg. Brown stew whole leg. Nice sauce. With bread and a little salad on the side. First time I ate a whole leg. I never had a whole leg in my life. I had to share a whole leg with my sister and myself and Mamu. And I got a whole leg. My grandfather, he spoilt me. He used to call me Big Shot. He said, Big Shot people like you must wear shirt jack. So I used to wear the shirt jack that he used to wear. He and Mr. Theodore and Mr. Libla and Mr. Williams and Mr. Douglas RBD. These guys used to wear their shirt jack, and I was wearing my shirt jack too, because my grandfather said I'm a big shot. Long story short, so I got food that day. For the first time I ate a whole leg. Enjoy that, man. Daddy came back for me, my grandfather, I call him Daddy, and we decided to go to shop. Daddy bought a grip. I can't remember where he bought the grip, but he bought me a grip, a brown grip, and a pack of camphor balls. And I saw he put like 4 camphor balls in the 4 corners of the grip, and then we started going around. He bought my little canson for me. He bought some pants, I think it was at by Trini Industries, BTI. Bought some little pants. Then he bought my shoes for me. I think Bata was selling shoes then. And then other little things until the grip was filled. And we closed my little grip and we head down country. When I got there, of course, I'm excited. I came from Roseau for the first time. My hands open, my zip all wide. And I have my little brand new grip, man. In those days, grips were the thing that was blinging. So I had my first trip to Roseau with my camphor balls in my grip. I wanted to put all 8 camphor balls in, but my grandfather said it will burn the clothes. That's enough for the grip. So when I opened my grip now to show my grandmother what I got, man, that's smelling nice. The kind of a camphor aroma. And since then I realized my grandmother had been using camphor balls in her bureau. We used to call it bureau, drawers or whatever they call it now. But it was the wooden stuff. And she put her clothes in it, panties in an area, dresses in an area, skirts in an area, and she put a little camphor balls in that. So camphor ball, I guess, kept the clothes fresh and nice. So I had my camphor ball in my little grip, and that's where I used to keep my clothes. I think I still have that grip. If my sister Annie hasn't taken it to go and do her magie comedy. But I hope she hasn't lost my grip, because I really want my grip. My grip is like maybe 40 years old now. But that was a long time ago. I was a little boy, you know. First communion time. Anyway, so that was my trip to Roseau. That was my experiences in a nutshell. And we got back to Calibishie feeling nice. I had succeeded on my first run to Roseau. And of course, I would have had many trips in Roseau after that. But I'll discuss that at some other time. That's it. Until next episode.